live.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, is the speaker working, y'all? Can you hear me? Hi, Ruthie. Hi, Laura. Hi, Bob. Hi, Scott. Thank you for coming in, all of y'all. Can you hear me? Somebody, thank you. Tammy can't say how about that? Tammy's on the job over here, y'all. She's watching this thing for us. Cool, thanks, y'all. Anything been going on for y'all this weekend? Nothing for us. We've been getting our meager portion of Delta for the last 36 hours or so. Yeah. It has rained. We were under a flood warning last night. Hi, Beth. Thank you for coming in, young lady. We appreciate it. Miss Southern Belle, thank you. Thank you very much for coming in, Belle. We appreciate that. Wow. That's nice. Had some folks already coming in here. Yeah, it's rained here. Tammy and I have not really done much of anything this weekend. Just get supplies in the house and just stay around. Raining like crazy there too. Yeah, it's we've been getting our meager portion of it. It was a flash flood warning. Fortunately, we're up kind of on a hill, and there's not really any flat spots even in our yard where water can pool. So
Justin and Christina's RV van life is here.
Justin and Christina, thank you very much.
With it with ours, Colleen.
Colleen, thank you for coming in. We appreciate Judith. Thank you for coming in, Judith Elizabeth. We appreciate it. We Ruthie is here. And,
I said
Ruthie's kinfolk, Nathan from the N.D.T show tagged us.
Wondering Weasel's here.
Hey, Wondering Weasel, we appreciate you coming in. Thank you. We're just we're having a lazy. I wish we had more excitement we could generate today over anything that's gone on recently. But
thank you, Miss Southern.
We've napped a whole lot over the last 24 hours. We haven't got outside to do much, but thankfully we already had some banked videos for later on. Foxy Wolf is here. Thank you for coming in, Foxy Wolf. We appreciate you.
I don't see that.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, she. I think
I'm lagging.
I think you're lagging probably behind a little bit behind the laptop here, which is in itself a miracle. This laptop that this is happening on right now. By all rights, this thing should have been dead a long time ago. It's why I can't do anything. My editing program just barely works on this thing, and sometimes it lags so much. It just cutting even the simplest clip can take twice as long as it would if I had an efficient computer. So sooner or later, I'm going to have to do that. One of these days, we're going to be live streaming, and it's just going to say this is the last time, Mike, and it's going to be gone, and then we'll be forced to do something after that. I can't really. I know a lot of people edit on their phones, but these are here for a reason. And if I didn't have the laptop, to the power of the laptop and the size of the display to edit on, it would be very hard to edit. N.D.T Cody's, thank you for coming in, Cody. I appreciate it. We just have a few questions.
Miss Southern Belle wants to know what kind of candy we're giving to trick-or-treaters. Well, they would get good candy if they would actually come to the house.
Let me explain something about the neighborhood that we live in. It is wooded, heavily wooded, and it is hilly. And this is a fact. Tammy, tell them that this is true. The only street lights in our neighborhood are those for which the resident of the house that is out in front of is willing to pay the monthly electricity fee for. Otherwise, any street lamps that are there's not that many even installed here, but the ones that are installed, they're not up and running at night unless somebody pays it out of their pocket. And I don't know if I had little children, would you let them trick or treat here, or would you just put them in the car and drive them over, to Victory Village or somewhere like that, and let them?
It's a lot of hills.
It is. It's exercise.
Yeah, it is.
Walking around here. So I don't know if we'll get many.
Schick one's here.
But we always do buy candy. But we always buy our best.
And we eat it.
We Yeah, that's usually what it is. But we usually buy some kind of really good candy, like full size Reese's or Snickers or Hershey's. I'm a firm believer in the giving out of full size candy.
Steve Disperse here.
Hey, Steve, thank you. Steve, thank you. Steve's a singer and artist.
Oh yeah,
Please
yeah.
go and give Steve a listen to. We appreciate you spending a moment with us, Steve. But but yeah, we've been sitting around the house. What have you guys been doing? I've napped probably. I've slept probably more in the last 36 hours than I have in a long time because it's done nothing but rain hard outside. Come or trick or treating to our house, Bob. We don't just give out candy either, not just full size candy. We usually give out little toys, little prizes. When we were
Little
kids,
bags.
little stuff like that just
It was
thrilled the
yeah.
daylights out
Me
of us as
too.
kids.
Me
Not
too.
just the candy you could eat, but you get some
British tea
little
drinkers
play
here.
pretty you could toy with. BTD, thank you for coming in. We appreciate that. Thank you for spending a little bit of time on
Oh
a
wow, Miss
Sunday afternoon.
Sotheby's said they have a flatbed that carries all children through our neighborhood. That's cool.
Whoa! What an
Why didn't you
idea!
do that?
What a oh, good grief, honey! How?
Instead of getting up the hills.
Yeah, the kids would have to be buckled into the flatbed because the hills are so steep. They would be rolling out the back of the vehicle. We that would not be easily done. Hey, Rhonda, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. We had some questions about Halloween. Uh, did you have anything else you'd like to report?
I don't think so.
I don't want to just sit here and rattle on about how I've napped all weekend. Boy, that sounds exciting. We were tagged by the N.D.T show. Nathan, at the end, I was starting to say Nathan. My first instinct is just say we were tagged by Nathan, as if all of you know who he is, and plenty of you probably do because he's not only a great vlogger and a great guy, but he's a great YouTuber as well. He's a great citizen of YouTube, and he tagged us for a series of questions that are really right up our alley. They're specifically Halloween horror tag is the name of this tag. I know you wouldn't be able to tell it from looking at us, but we've seen a couple of scary movies in our time.
Have we?
We've seen a couple of them. We've done some a few scary things over the years. But Nathan tagged us in his Halloween horror tag, and I think they are some pretty cool questions in here related to the genre and the season of the year. Let me get a quick glance here at the chat. I would gladly watch that trick or treating experience from the Wondering Weasel. Are you talking about kids rolling off the back of a flatbed coming up the hill? That would be. I would want to be standing on the side of the road, to help them and to film them as they came up there.
Oh, Miss Sotheby's got to go.
Belle, thank you so much for dropping in. We appreciate your presence here. A very funny and fun person to watch. Go check out everybody's channel. Check it out at least, even if you don't end up falling in love. At least go and check them out. You might be entertained. I'm almost sure you'll be entertained at Miss Southern Belle's channel. And many of these are the folks that we watch. And that's something else.
Justin and Christina's RV van life. If you're looking to tag someone, we would be up for
Thank you, because you're anticipating something way ahead of time, Justin and Christina. Let me make a note here.
Bass players here.
LBP, thank you for coming in. We appreciate your presence here in our little Sunday afternoon nuttiness. Justin and Christina, I'm putting y'all into Notepad or whatever you call it on the phone. I think it's notes. Tammy, you can can you dance or sing or do something? You don't want me to
dance. You don't want me to sing.
Of course I do, honey. All right.
I don't.
I put y'all in here because you anticipated something, Justin and Christina, and anybody else. You might as well go ahead and, if you would like to be tagged for this, you early arrivers here, if you would like to be tagged for this Q&A specifically about Halloween. I think the questions are pretty cool, and there's some of those kind of questions that leave room for discussion if anybody
No
would like
BTD,
to.
I'm not gonna sing, honey.
One of these
Painful.
days, we may sing in your karaoke, BTD.
I've
thought about that.
sing.
I've thought about it over and over. What kind of song out there has fewer than one key change throughout the whole thing? So
Bob said he's
it's right in there.
Tagged.
Has he already been tagged?
Bob is, yeah.
Does he say he wants to be tagged or already been? Oh, Nathan already tagged Bob.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cool. Okay. So I know who not. If anybody would like to be tagged, the questions are already. If I figured out, I'm still learning this live stream business of how to edit. Once you plan one ahead of time and it announces it, and then to go back in and do stuff like add descriptions and things like that. Still been toying with it. So I think in the description of this video, you will not only find the link to the N.D.T show, you will also find the list of questions below if you would like to be tagged for this. And now we've already got Justin and Christina. If you would like to be added to this list, Judith Elizabeth saying she can't sing it. Judith Elizabeth and everybody, BTD, as they feel like it and as they like, they host a pretty cool little karaoke show on Saturday night, and folks cheering each other on.
And it's
a lot of fun. And it's not just one genre of music that people are singing on BTD's karaoke show and Rhonda's. It's all genres. They sing across all genres. So it's a lot of fun. Folks have a lot of fun.
Lois and Nathan tagged her too.
So that's another person that won't be we won't have to tag. Well, we've already got one person here, so I feel pretty good. We got somebody who wants to be tagged.
The Wondering Weasel wants to be tagged.
Boom, that's two people right there. Anybody else, as many people, and I'll go back. What's going to happen is I'm making this list so I can go back in after this video is over and edit the descriptions and put all the channel links and everything in there. I think it's much more fair.
Yeah.
To do if you're going to do a live stream.
Scott had a good idea with drawing names when he.
We watched you, Scott. I haven't had a chance to comment yet because we pretty much watch everything on
the TV.
On the TV under one account. You're all getting, by the way, most of you are getting 2 views out of us at least. Sometimes Tammy's just a third on her own, depending on how busy our schedule is. But you get watched on television under one account, then again on the laptop or the phone under another account, which is the one that comments. Bone Daddy 2 is the one that comments. So if there's any delay between us watching your videos and commenting on them, it's just simply because of the order in which we saw them. So let me add to the list.
Bob grocery shopping later.
Wondering Weasel. Boom. This is working out pretty well. This is working out pretty well. This idea of just allowing the organic nature of a live stream to dictate who actually wants to be tagged. This is brilliant.
I did too.
This is brilliant. I feel so good about this. Okay. Before I start patting my back to the point where I sprain my the shoulder I want dislocated, let's go ahead and let's start Halloween horror tag.
Farmer George's here. Hello.
Hey, fellow Georgians. Thank you for coming and looking great. Thank you. We appreciate it. The outdoors, I'm getting a nice healthy glow from what a little bit of the sun, which is strange to get any sun after the past 2 days. It's the little bit of Delta that we've got up here has resulted mostly in just wet, just blanket sheets of water falling for hours at a time. Our dogs, imagine being an animal that is just programmed to go outside but not wanting to get pounded by rain. It's been tough on those girls as well. Okay, Halloween horror tag. Is there anything I need to catch up on in here at all? Okay. Let's see.
Bob said he's trying to make the ultimate corned beef sandwich. Yum.
I'm a big Reuben fan. Tammy will testify. If there's a restaurant that I
Yeah.
have found out has a reputation for the Reuben, I'll generally at some point try to, steer us toward that restaurant so I can try their Reuben. So yeah, I'd like to hear about that, or like to see rather, whatever your experiment with the beef comes up with. Okay, Tammy, we're just going to launch straight into this. Are you prepared?
Yes.
Are you prepared to search the depths of your psyche for these answers to these questions about that season when the harvest comes in and whistling in the dark before winter comes along? Are you ready to answer some questions?
Yes.
Okay. Do you sell? Well, we can answer this one pretty much. Do you celebrate Halloween, or is it just another day?
It's just another
We
day.
celebrate Halloween
Oh
here,
yeah,
and
definitely.
it's not to us just to get this out of the way. It's not some kind of spiritual or religious or anything
No.
like that.
It's just all in fun.
I think it's probably actually Halloween is less of a celebration for Tammy and I than it is an excuse. It gives
Sound
us
like kids.
Halloween gives us an excuse to do a whole lot of stuff that we could not get away with otherwise throughout the rest
Like
of the
the
year.
dead body on the front porch.
That's true. And we've just had a lot of fun down through the years together. And as kids, we came from a generation when we were growing up of trick or treating and neighbors not being afraid of apples and razor blades or anything like that. So yeah, we celebrate Halloween because
It is, Scott.
there's a part of us that's just never grown up and probably never will right up till the end. Halloween is a lifestyle, I tell people sometimes that Tammy and I are goth on the inside.
We are.
Number two, do you decorate? What is your favorite? Do you decorate?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
We actually have done a couple of videos this year about decorating around our house, both inside and outside. So we do like to decorate, even though our child is an adult and has her own home back here, by the way. We still celebrate as if we had kids in the house. We go out and we buy trick or treat candy, and we will have trick or treat candy in this house if we're home. We may not be home in the entire night for Halloween, but if we are home like at 5 or 6 o'clock before anything really starts to crank up out, if we're home, you get a lot. If trick or treaters are going to come, most of them are going to come.
During the day.
When it's 5, 6 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
They're not going to be coming in. Anybody comes rolling up to your door and it's about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it might be time to blow. It might be time to tell them no, turn off the porch light. So, yeah, what is your favorite decoration, Tammy?
The new 3 witches in the sky with
the glowing heads, and they make the
one on the kitchen table.
Oh,
with the what's it called?
I think Tammy's posted this for any of y'all that follow Tammy on Facebook. I haven't posted on Instagram. I'll go ahead and take a picture of this later on and post it on our Instagram account because that's on our description how you can get to
the Lala Pharmacy here.
Thank you, Lala Farm. Chris, thank you for coming in. Let's see. My favorite decoration would have to be probably. Can you guess?
No.
The witch out on the front porch.
Yeah.
In the latest video that we put out, it's
CJ's here.
CJ, thank you for coming in. Your beard looks a tad bit whiter than normal. It's developing a wave. It is. I actually use usually when we go out. I have a beard oil. I have mustache. I have the whole 9 yards for doing beard, but I'm sitting around the house and it's just us. So, I figure I can just comb it out today and not worry as much about applying the beard oil or any of that stuff that makes me look prettier.
Laura's got to go.
Laura, thank you so much. She was one of the first folks here. Thank you very much. Go check out Laura, y'all. She's a lot of fun to be around. She has some great recipes. Go check out Laura's channel. Check her out.
Dan the
check out everybody. Dan, check out Dan's channel too. Dan, hello. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. You ain't working, are you? Hope not. I hope they give you a little time off every now and then. Let's see here. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
That's a no. What am I trying to say? I don't
No
know.
contest?
Yeah.
No contest?
Yeah.
Hands down a winner?
Hands down.
What is it?
Reese's.
Reese's. I like them too. Scott, we actually watched Tales of the Techno Hillbilly in here. A great channel, a lot of fun.
Yeah,
A lot funny, and his productions
I love it.
there's so much. One thing, they're so much smoother than anything that we do. It's an aesthetically pleasing experience to watch one of Scott's videos. Plus, you get the funny and the interesting too. Go check out Tales of the Techno Hillbilly, y'all. Wow, I get so easily distracted. My favorite Halloween candy, as he was saying last night, that's why I was referencing Scott. He was talking about the special edition Reese's that come out around Halloween that are pumpkin shaped, the wide pumpkins, or even the Christmas trees at Christmas time. They even say there's a greater ratio of like peanut butter to chocolate in those, and there's a different taste experience. I'm going off on this. You know what I mean? If you've ever eaten a Reese's that was the holiday shapes, like the pumpkins or the trees, they definitely have a slightly different flavor than a regular Reese's cup,
and they're real moist.
Yeah, it's something to look forward to, like Scott. So I'm gonna go with Tammy. A nice Reese's, especially if it's one of the holiday Reese's, which I think if you're going to give out Reese's at trick or treating time, you're a trick or treater.
Scott said, if y'all only knew the fight I had with some of these videos.
I think that's probably common to a lot of us, but you're winning yours a lot more easily.
CJ says, "Mike, you struck me as a Pez kind of guy."
You know, I used to have, when I was a little kid, I used to collect Pez, but really, my parents could not afford to finance my Pez addiction, so the dispensers would usually just get set in the corner somewhere. Matt, thank you for coming in, buddy. I appreciate it. Bringing up my Pez addiction from my youth. This is painful. Thanks, CJ. I have to relive the Pez withdrawal days. We've dwelt upon candy for long enough. Okay, here's one. That's a good one. What is your favorite memory of Halloween?
Oh, I know that one. When we were kids, and me and my two sisters, we had neighbors that we grew up with, and we always went trick or treating every year, and it was so much fun, screaming and yelling, running the roads, and
so y'all would
acting crazy.
Y'all walked everywhere, or did you drive some places to get dropped off and then walk around? And
we were dropped off by it was my mom and the next door neighbor kid's mom.
So y'all swapped up whose car it was?
No,
or was it usually
we always
the same
went
one?
She had the station wagon.
Oh, so you had the station wagon.
And we always went with her, and we would jump out at neighborhoods, and they would just kind of follow us in the car. It was real fun.
So that stands out as like one of your best Halloween memories. It's hard for me I have a lot of really good Halloween memories going back to my childhood. I think I hesitate to say this because as soon as I say it, it's going to make you feel bad. But a lot of my favorite Halloween memories are when Haley, we were trick or treating with her when she was a little girl and taking her to places.
Oh, that's a good one. I feel bad now.
I didn't mean for it to, but I remember there used to be malls where you could go and take the kids, and every vendor, every store in the mall would have someone giving out candy. And
CJ says, Michael wanted to bet during your youth, what is TP?
TP'd. You never rolled the house?
Oh, yeah.
In the South, I believe it could be either TP in the house here in the South, or it can be called rolling.
Crystals
just rolling a yard. So when I was a teenager, there's a possibility. I don't know if there are any warrants still out, so I'm not going to go into it. But there was a possibility that some houses may have been rolled around the same time frame. Thank goodness I didn't have a cell phone.
Thanks for joining us, Crystal.
Crystal, thank you for coming in. I appreciate that very much. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
This is our live stream. People are mostly here for Tammy anyway.
Yeah.
And well, Tammy, they are people. We get so many comments about you, and you're gold. You're video gold. If I can inspire you in the course of a video to do something, it's video gold. But I have that's one of them. Or taking our child to one of my favorite Halloween memories is taking our kid over the years that she was young enough to really enjoy it. Trick or treating, not just through neighborhoods and through malls, but to
Oh, thanks, Ruthie.
she's gorgeous, which will be my next Halloween memory. But we would take her we would take her to relatives' houses, and if you've ever taken your child trick or treating, some of you people who have children that's been trick or treating age for a while, those relatives will have special treats prepared for your child, perhaps entire bags to go within the trick or treat bag of nothing but goodness for your child. So there was plenty of that for our daughter too. We took her along to your mom and dad's house.
Yeah.
And my parents were already gone by this time. So we took her to my sister's house, and they had elaborate,
oh man,
almost competitive spreads, because it's both sides of the family. So who can produce the best Halloween treat? So it was usually like you needed to make 2 trips from the relatives' houses.
We only had to go 2 houses
on Halloween.
Really.
That was a good memory. My other good memory is Tam and I, our first Halloween together at the Plush Horse. I was dressed as a vampire. Tam was dressed as a French maid.
And that was a long time
ago. And that's as far as I will go with that particular memory. Number 5. To be invited to a Halloween party. I'm guess if you've been invited to a Halloween party, what is your dream? Okay, I think this question is open to interpretation based on punctuation, of which there is not. So to be invited to a Halloween party, comma, what's your dream costume?
Okay, Bob.
Or are you not going? So I'm interpreting this to mean, if you're invited to a Halloween party, are you going to the Halloween party? And if you're going to the Halloween party, what's your dream costume at the Halloween party? Or are you just not going to go to a Halloween
party? Oh, no, I'd definitely go. And my dream costume would be Morticia.
And I think
you had to be Gomez.
I think my dream costume, Tammy and I for years have wanted to be Gomez and Morticia, and we don't want to invest a bunch of money, so we're figuring at some Goodwill or some thrift store somewhere we might be able to find something that will work, or could be altered in a way to work. But we haven't got there yet. I don't know how to
pronounce who's you seeing.
Mew Mew Coo, hello from overseas here. We got Lala Farm, Moo Q, Judith Elizabeth, trying to catch up. Special homemade treats were the best, Rhonda says. My sister would make homemade treats.
Yeah.
And so would your mom and dad. Yeah. Would your mom make like Rice Krispie treats or something? Oh my goodness.
I forget. It's been such a long time ago.
Oh, it was so much fun when Haley was little and we could take her trick or treating, and now she won't let us take her trick or treating. Of course, she's 30. She's 31. She's 31 years old, but I don't see any problem. Yeah, I would go to the Halloween party dressed as thanks for coming back, Judith. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to the Halloween party with Tammy dressed as Gomez. That's our answer to number 5. I think I don't look anything like the Charles Adams cartoon version of Gomez, but I think nowadays Gomez can be interpreted in many different ways depending on the family. So we would do our interpretation of the Adams family. What Bob say?
Bob said Rice Krispie treats for racist patients.
Oh wow! Down. I hadn't even thought about that. See, a person that's good
and Lala Farm said popcorn balls is good. And they are.
That's what I remember from my sister is popcorn balls, which was like fun for all of us because we'd all dig into them and make a mess of our faces back in those days.
Yep, chocolate Rice Krispie cakes. Yep. That sounds good.
I don't need to. Neither one of us need to be thinking about it.
No, we don't.
But we appreciate y'all tempting our tummies here. But oh wow, there's some good ideas here. I'm already probably going to regret eating too much Halloween stuff this year, as usual. Okay.
CJ says, Mike, before Halloween is over, I want you to go back to the corn maze at midnight, get escorted to the middle, blindfolded, then try to find your way out. I'll film it.
I am still convinced that no matter where I am in that corn maze, whatever time of day or night, I'm convinced, just based on the physics of the whole thing, if I put my right hand out and I touch the right side of this maze, and I only go to the right, eventually, it may take me a while, as long as, I'm not dehydrated or, or it gets so cold I have to stop and build a fire on my journey through the maze. But otherwise, if I just kept my right hand out and followed the right hand all the way out of the maze, I think eventually, from wherever you are, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't have to be from the start of the maze. Wherever you're dropped into a maze, if you keep making right turns, eventually you'll find your way out of that maze.
Caramel apples are my favorite, though.
So I'm all for it. I'm all for that challenge, especially at night because the temperatures will be cooler and I'm less likely to sweat as much. So let's see. Do you prefer? Okay, here's number 6, Tammy. Number 6. Do you prefer going to a Halloween movie or stay-at-home marathons watching a Halloween movie?
I think stay-home marathon. That's always fun.
I love both of them.
Yeah, me too. Really.
There is something to be said for going to a movie to see a horror, going to the theater to see a horror movie. In the comfort of your own home, if it gets to be a scary situation in the movie, well, you can always go to the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go to the kitchen and pour yourself a drink of tea. You don't have to be there. But if you're in the movie theater and you realize you're in the middle of a tense scene, you are trapped. You're in that theater with all these, and it just adds
yourself to get everything ready before you go into the movie. You buy all your treats, and then you don't have to leave.
Well, you don't have to. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if it gets too scary and you're in a movie theater, you're trapped in the movie theater.
When have we ever been that scared in a movie?
Well, never. But I'm just saying it's possible that would be. You're there. What I'm trying to say is, once you're in a theater for whatever it is, whether it's a romantic comedy or a horror movie, unless your bladder is just really aching, it's a journey to get up and to get across all those knees.
Everybody's talking about what they're eating. And
Scott right now eating?
Scott said he's eating ice.
Oh, right now eating. Oh, wow. There's people that's got stuff that's good to eat with them right now.
See what CJ said.
The Wondering Weasel says, we tried that theory. Be on the lookout for the right-hand turns. I will be on the lookout for that. I am convinced. Maybe y'all will prove me wrong, but I am convinced nothing but right turns. If you just stick to but of course that takes some fun out of it too, right? Because you're probably wanting to get lost a little bit and wander around and find. Anyway, if you make nothing but right turns, I think I'm looking forward to the Wondering Weasel. Let's see, Mike, you have to wear a potato sack.
I've seen that.
Oh wow, okay. I'll have to try and find a big enough, or maybe Kelsey could sew a couple of potato sacks together for me, or 2 or 3, and that would be enough for me to wear. Well, I would do that. I think that would make a great video. I'd have to wear some kind of foot gear. I could not run barefoot in just a potato sack through a cornfield at night because I can't really see really well at night anyway.
That I would pay to see.
Well, hills actually would be better than stepping on, anything that got turned up by the plow out there, any rocks or anything. So yeah, I would take hills. Probably I'd just break the hill off the hill. This seems like an awful lot of work. I just wear my Crocs or a pair of tennis shoes or something like that when we're walking. Okay. Oh man, I could. That would be a good idea though. Can the blind fat man escape from the corn maze
blind fat man
in the middle of the night with nothing but right turns and a potato sack? But yeah, I think I like both going to a movie for the sake that once you're there, it's a different experience at the movie theater watching a horror movie on screen than it is at home. But I like sitting at home watching. We've been doing that lately, watching a horror movie. So we've been doing a little bit of theirs. Karen's here.
Yep.
Hi, Karen. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. I wonder if what Coyote just said. Oh my goodness, he's funny. Y'all need to go check out Ignited Coyote's channel, y'all. He is funny, and he's very interesting. He shows you these parts of Kentucky that you probably aren't going to see in a lot. He doesn't show you a lot of Cave City or Louisville. You're getting some of these parts of Kentucky where coal mining was done, and it has been affected by what the coal mine industry here in this country has become. And really great channel. A lot of folks love it, and we love it. We watch every one that he makes pretty much as soon as they come out. Okay, Tammy, I'm getting distracted. You got to help me here. Poke me. Number 7, Tammy. What are your okay? Let's divide this in a couple different categories. Okay.
Okay.
What is the question is, what are your go-to Halloween movies? What's your go-to movie that the whole family can enjoy, and what's your go-to Halloween movie that probably would just be best for a more mature audience to watch?
Hocus Pocus would be my family movie for sure.
Okay.
And to go to movie for scary just for myself. Halloween. The original Halloween.
The original Halloween.
I think so. Yeah.
And that's you're and then I like your answer that you stuck to a movie that wasn't not just scary but took place on Halloween.
Yeah.
So which
that's why I think that's why I like that movie. And and it's
because
creepy.
It has the whole Halloween night aspect to it.
And then you got somebody in the distance staring at you.
Yeah,
that's creepy.
Well, that's everybody. That's everybody's got a little bit of paranoia. I think a little bit about somebody somewhere might be. Especially these days with identity theft and things like that. We're being conditioned to think that somebody might be watching us all the time. So that kind of thing is a paranoia. What is your favorite for this time of year movie that's not just about Halloween? What movie do you like to watch around Halloween time that's maybe a spooky or scary movie that may not necessarily take place on Halloween? It's just something that puts you in the mood for Halloween.
I have to think on that one. I don't know. Go ahead and answer yours.
Okay. Well, for me, my favorite family.
Hey, my sister Debbie's here.
Debbie, hey, thanks for coming in and sitting in with us. We're a little more than halfway through doing this Q&A about the Halloween season and about our feelings about it.
Debbie said pink flamingos.
And Debbie is my wife's sister. And Scott, we introduced Debbie to Pink Flamingos back in the VHS days. That's when we saw Pink Flamingos for the first time back in the. And I'm not going to go much more into Pink Flamingos here on Sunday afternoon, but Scott and I are fans of this movie rarity. And we introduced Debbie, Tammy's sister, to it back in the VHS day. And as I recall, Debbie's jaw was but it was that was a fun experience. My go-to Halloween movies for family, it would probably be, well, of course, our channel name is Bone Daddy too. So, Nightmare Before Christmas is probably my favorite family-friendly Halloween season. But of course, you could argue, is it really a Halloween movie or is it also a Christmas movie? But that would be my favorite family one. For favorite Halloween season movie, I got to go with you, Tammy. I got to go with the original Halloween. I think it is probably one of the best low budget horror films. You got to remember, you see it all the time now, and you think of it as famous. When that movie came out, it was low budget. No one had ever heard of John Carpenter or Jamie Lee Curtis. Nobody had ever heard of any of these folks back then, and it was but by word of mouth, that movie was huge. There was lines, as I recall. I went and saw it actually the opening weekend.
You hear me, Lala Farms gotta go.
Lala Farms, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate you spending some time with us on a Sunday afternoon. thank you very, very much for your time. I know that, especially when it's a little downtime, to spend it with somebody else, that's very nice. You're giving us quite a handshake to do that. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.
Oh, Michelle's here. Art About My Adventures is here.
Hey, Michelle, thank you for coming in. It is, wow.
It's good to see you,
good to see you,
Michelle.
Michelle. It is really good to see you. I hope this finds you feeling much better. Let's see. There you go. Yep. And Scott's seeing it too. Bone Daddy 2, do you both like very scary movies? That's from Judith.
Yeah.
Yes. Judith, you would be surprised at some of the movies we've seen back in the VHS days, especially. It was the Wild Wild West
Michelle
back in the
says she's
VHS
still in
days
the
of
hospital.
movies. You could get.
Oh, Michelle, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
wow. Well, she's somewhere, hopefully, at the point where she can be on the mend. I hope you are still, Michelle. We're still praying for you.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but
Siegfried Schlag is here. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. Let's see. I was trying to think of it's not Guten Tag because it's afternoon. I mean, so I'm not sure, and it's not evening. So I'm not sure if Judith is here. She could let's say Guten Abend, Siegfried. Thank you very much. Guten Abend to you, sir, for coming in. Let's see. She saw Oculus yesterday. Judith did. That is a spooky movie. That was surprisingly the kids that had the mirror, or they were adults. Anyway, we won't take up everybody's.
I forget half the movies we watch
because we watch a lot of movies, but Halloween, I think it stands because if you have to understand how big a movie it was at its time, how groundbreaking it was. I actually went and saw it on the opening weekend. There was a line. We couldn't get in at the first evening matinee. I was riding with friends, and we had to settle. Believe it or not, I had to call and get permission to see a later movie because they had sold out viewings of Halloween, the original Halloween. This was back in 76, 77, 78.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember when it was, but we were going on the opening and they had sold out. So we had to call our folks and ask permission to go and see it at like an 11:30 showing, which means that when the movie was out, it was like after 1 o'clock in the morning with previews. It was after 1 o'clock in the morning, and we had parked in the back of the mall.
Oh, wow!
Way away from everything. We thought we were cool. Parking in the back of the mall was like so rebellious and cool. So we had parked back there and had a long way to walk. And after seeing that movie, walking to a car over a great distance in a deserted mall park, it was. You have to understand the experience back then. And that first scene, oh my goodness, that one long shot, unbroken, unedited shot as they follow Michael Myers and his mask to the house. That's one of the most brilliant scenes in history.
Fights are defined by having worse editing than my YouTube videos.
Oh, CJ, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I've been asleep all weekend. This is the most awake I have been all weekend. I mean, y'all are so much fun. Y'all are so much fun. Thank you for lifting me up a little bit here at the end of the weekend. So okay. So somewhere wrong here. AAA replied, or did she not reply to the reply? Okay, Scott was just asking, hoping to go to a special rehab for those 2 days. Okay. We love AAA.
She said,
Art Abandoned Adventures. We're all praying for her. Please, y'all keep her in your prayers too. She's a very sweet person that we've had the privilege of being with and spending time and breaking bread with, literally. So we hope she very, very soon,
she says,
soon is back
to go to a special rehab for the last 2 weeks and hope to be up walking. That sounds good, Michelle. Good.
Thank you so much for keeping us posted in here and for coming in here. She's y'all. That's how sweet Michelle is to us. She is in the hospital, and she's hoping to go to rehab, and she's spent some time with. Thank you so much, Michelle. Gosh, I'll be thinking about this. Wow. Thank you, Michelle. We appreciate that. Okay.
Glorious Life on Wheels is here.
Thank you so much for coming in, Glorious Life on Wheels.
Thank you, Matt. I saw that for the recipe of those cookies. I'll definitely try them.
Which ones were those?
The chocolate chip pumpkin cookies.
Ooh, yeah, he was talking about that last weekend.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. We bake this time of year. I like to bake, and this is our baking time of year. So,
Frigid Bones.
Thank you for coming in, Frigid Bones. We appreciate you. We're in the almost done with a list of questions about Halloween specific things. So. Let's get my last.
I'm looking forward to them, Matt.
My favorite Halloween scary movie, Halloween, the first one, family friendly, Nightmare Before Christmas. Just generally to get into the mood for the neighborhood. Y'all check out a movie called The Haunting, not the remake with Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones. But the original from 1962 or somewhere around there, the black and white Robert Wise version. That'll get you in the mood for Halloween. Black and white. The whole family can watch it, but it's creepy and scary. I would, just for the sake of how scary it is. I'm not sure if I would let little uns look at it or not. Let's see.
Bye, Ruthie. Sorry to hear about your husband.
Oh wow, he's got to have a shot. You got to be anesthetized in order to have a specific shot. Ruthie, we'll be praying for you.
Yeah.
And we'll be praying for your husband. Oh wow, I didn't think. Everybody, please keep Ruthie in your prayers and her husband. Ruthie is such a sweet person. Ruthie isn't putting any content up on YouTube. She just watches YouTube for her own entertainment, and she's chosen to watch us. And for that, we are forever grateful. Dagon, thank you for coming in, bud. I appreciate that. We're getting close to the end of this thing, I think, here. Tammy, who's your favorite of the horror movie villains of Jason, Michael, or Freddie? Who is your favorite of Jason?
Michael.
I'm going to have to go with Michael, too. Michael, of course, Michael wouldn't be Michael as far as I'm concerned. For you horror movie buffs, Michael would not be Michael without Dr. Loomis. Donald Pleasant's character in most of the movies, in some of the movies. He was what made Michael scarier by far, was how he was talked up by his front man, Dr. Loomis. So I like Michael too. He's probably my favorite of all those. Number 9, what is your favorite of the Universal monsters? And by Universal, the original Universal Studios, black and white.
Dracula.
You like Dracula? Lugosi?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu's not.
That's true.
That's Nosferatu's German from the silent era.
Well, that's
talking about from the talkie era of the 1930s and the 40s. But you like Lugosi. Lugosi, I love the performance, but he will be forever painted in my mind by Martin Landau's performance in the Tim Burton movie Ed Wood. If you've never seen Ed Wood by Tim Burton, that film, Martin Landau won an Academy Award for playing Bela Lugosi, who was Dracula in the Dracula movies. Very good Tim Burton movie. What's wrong with Beth?
Beth says, "Short me talking. However, I'm listening."
Beth, hey, I do that a lot of times in folks streams. I stay mostly exhausted from work and from YouTubing and from being a husband, a homeowner, a pet dad, all those kind of things. So sometimes I'll just come in folks chat and I'll let everybody know I love them. And if they need support in any way, I'll let them know that I'm there to support them. But as far as the rest of it, I'll just chill and come on, be entertained. Come on, Mike. What about Mothra? I don't know, the Toho films, the kaiju giant monsters tearing through Tokyo.
Me too, Judah.
I'm not really. I like those, and I've got to go with either Mothra or Godzilla in the Toho kaiju category. But as far as Universal monsters, I think for me, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. It came a little bit later than Dracula and Frankenstein and the Mummy, which are and Phantom of the Opera to some degree.
Judy says she loves maybe Dawn to Dusk and The Lost Boys. We do too.
I like both of those movies.
Yeah,
I like
both
of those movies. we grew up. Lost Boys was like when we were just young. When I don't remember exactly when it came out, but Haley was either not born yet or she was a baby when Lost Boys
Crystal
came
don't
out.
like horror movies. She says she wouldn't sleep for days.
Well, I've been watching them since I was a kid. I've been going to movies and going to movies. If there was a choice from the like 2 or 3 theaters in our town that you could go to when I was a
Sleepy
little boy,
Hollow's good too.
if one of them was a scary movie, I'd probably go there. Somebody suggested Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
I like Sleepy Hollow. The Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Tim Burton again. Tim Burton. I'm a big Tim Burton fan. So far, he's hitting it out of the park with like Ed Wood and with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Agatha says Phantom and Invisible Man are part of the
universe. That's true. That's true. The Phantom of the Opera, from The Man of a Thousand Faces, Lon Chaney. As part of the.
Crystal says she only watches Disney fake movies.
I've never been much of a Phantom fan. He just seemed kind of stalky to me. After what was her name, Christina? Or
Tim is here.
Yeah, Toys in Motion. TIM. I'm sure a lot of folks call Toys in Motion Tim, but I know that it's Toys in Motion. But I just shorten it when I'm typing by T, little I, capital M. Folks, incredible channel. Can draw a lot of it is drawing mix-ups right in front of your eyes of different characters from different animated or cartoon genres and having crossovers and mixing them up. It's fun. The Hunchback of Notre Dame as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daga.
Bob said Heavy Metal Midnight showing my
Heavy Metal Midnight. Where's that? Where's Bob saying that?
In the chat.
Heavy metal. Duh. This is the clearest I've been typing. Having a lot of eye coordination and can't write letters and numbers and can't walk on ice. At least 10 weeks on IV antibiotics.
Oh, wow.
Oh, bless your heart.
Wow.
Micheal, we are praying for you. But look how tough she is.
I know, right?
She is chatting with us on a Sunday. It's raining, by the way. Can you see behind us? Dripping off the. It started raining again. We came outdoors during a space and thought that we'd be done with it by the time any rain come in. But it's enjoy the scenery and the background noise here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Michael Myers too. And well, no, we've already done that. Favorite Universal monster. Yours is Dracula, and mine is the Gill Man, the creature from the Black Lagoon. That's not uncommon outdoors for me. What is your favorite Halloween song?
Oh gosh.
Just go so that you don't have to think about it too hard.
I can't remember
song
the name
that you
of
associate with
Halloween.
Yeah.
What's that song they singing? Hocus Pocus.
I put a spell on you.
I put a spell on you.
But the witches version.
Yes. In Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, that version, and not necessarily the pop music version of it. That is a good choice.
Yeah.
For me, I think my favorite Halloween tune will probably be the song at the opening of Nightmare Before Christmas. This is Halloween. That talks about Halloween Town, which is a place that I always thought would be, pretty cool to, if not live in, at least have a vacation rental or a condo in Halloween Town. It'd be a fun place to hang out a few months every year, especially around Halloween time. If you were cast, Tammy, what?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I can't pronounce that.
I'm not exactly sure. Dilkas Rasoy, thank you very much. This has been a friend of ours for a while. I need to learn how to pronounce some words.
I'm bad at pronouncing words.
Better than what I do. I'm sorry for that if I've mutilated that. Yes, thank you, Judith, for wishing Thriller. Your sister's favorite song is Thriller.
Thriller.
Michael Jackson. That is a good song.
Yeah.
Good video.
Yeah.
Good video.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the director of American Werewolf in London to come in and direct your music video. It's going to be The Ring. Matt saying The Ring.
Great movie.
Yeah, very
That's creepy.
It is the first one. Now the second one, it was a movie, but the first one was definitely a creepy flick. Tammy, if you were cast in a horror movie, if you were going to be one of the cast in a horror movie, would you be the first to die, the comedian, or the killer, or the last girl standing? Which would
The comedian.
you would be the
Probably the first
comedian?
one killed too, though. Because I'll be smart.
You'd have your back turned when the killer snuck up on you. I don't think I'd be the first to die because I'm not gonna go outside to investigate that noise to start with. If I realize that I'm in an environment that looks like a slasherish, I'm not sure that I would go outside unless I was armed. You notice that most of these people, if they're armed at all, it's either with like a pointed stick or a kitchen knife. No one's taking a shotgun out when to investigate the noise outside. I would probably be either the comedian. I don't think I'd be the killer. Seems like a lot of work. Um, I would probably be the comedian. The comedian. Number 12, Tammy. This is an interesting. This is interesting. I think my answer might be interesting to at least some of the folks that are in here. Have you ever been, number 12? Have you ever been to a haunted house or a location that's supposed to have paranormal activity?
No, repeat that question.
Tammy's is getting into y'all's chat. I wish I could get into it more. Y'all are so much fun. Subliminal Radio. Hey, thanks for coming in. Changed your channel name. The only way I can put it up there is to give out moderator rights, and not right now. I'm not going to go through all that trying to do that on the computer. That's something I would do between live streams, plug people in for that kind of thing. I think this might be interesting. Do you ever answer about your paranormal? Have been to a place that's haunted? Or
no, I didn't.
Okay.
I can't think though.
Maybe
the
place where we went
in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, this might be of interest to some of you folks that are fans of the Great Smoky
Doxy
Mountains.
Mom is here.
Doxy Mom, thank you very much. Micheal can't watch horror movies. I think my cousin scared me because we went out and play hide and seek, and they had a friend with a Michael Myers mask on and a knife. I don't see where that would traumatize. Oh, Micheal, I'm so sorry that you had to experience a trauma like that. That is when your friends don't warn you and they get all scary and knifey. We went to in Gatlinburg. For those of you that are fans of the Smokies, especially Gatlinburg, you may know about this. If there's anyone here that's lived in the area for most of their lives, I'm absolutely sure. But there used to be a hotel there that's no longer in Gatlinburg now.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they researched. Well, I've been researching it for months. I actually wrote a novel that is not even loosely based, but just takes the idea of this place as a jumping off point because it became such an eye-opening experience. I ended up writing a novel based kind of on it. And so I did a lot of research. That's where I was leading on this. Tammy and I were going to we were going to take a spur of the moment kind of trip. It was to Gatlinburg, and we've been going to Gatlinburg a lot longer than we've known YouTubers or been YouTubing. It's a lifelong thing. Or your parents took you and you camped at Cades Cove, and we're talking 45 years ago. Her family going back year after year. My family year after year. We would usually stay in Cherokee on the North Carolina side of the mountain, but we would make day trips over to the Gatlinburg side. It was a big treat to go over to Gatlinburg. There was candy stores in Gatlinburg. There were chickens. That you could put a quarter in the little thing where they lived, and they would go over and peck on a tiny piano. Believe it or not, they had attractions where you had dancing ducks and piano playing chickens for a quarter, you put them in a shoe. Can you imagine what PETA would rip you a new one if you were doing something like that, just exploiting an animal in that way. But yeah, you used to do stuff like that. But Gatlinburg, there was this hotel there. It's torn down now. Done a lot of research on this because of our experience. We actually ended up staying there mostly because the hotel was pet friendly at the time. Probably not throughout its lifetime, but at the stage in its life that we found it, it was pet friendly. And the blurbs that we found out about it made it seem like a place that at one time had been. It was a resort at one time with multiple buildings, a motel where the doors open up on a parking lot, 2 hotel buildings with a patented pool that was under a dome, half in a dome, half in the building. It had a little store. It was a big resort place. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. In its prime, it was actually called the Holiday Inn Sunspree Resort in Gatlinburg.
I don't remember.
Well, that's not the name of it when we went. By the time we went, it was just it wasn't even a shadow of its former self. We were only one of 2 people, 2 families staying in this hotel at the time when we were staying there, and they had shut down. By this time we went, they had shut down every other building on the property except the furthest to the back of the property. Yes, Sunspree. I think Holiday Inn Sunspree was the original name of the hotel before.
That's what Scott was saying.
Sunspree, yeah. I was wondering if you're talking about Sunspree. Yeah, it's exactly the Sunspree. But by the time we went, it was actually called, I believe, Garden Plaza was the name.
That sounds familiar.
Garden Plaza, I believe, is good because I believe the corporation, from my research, they are folks that will go out and buy hotel properties that had been released by the chain that they were part of or were failing. They'll buy them up and strip operations down and keep them open. And when we went, it was there. It was pet friendly and it was clean, and it had some amenities like a breakfast.
Yeah,
it had a breakfast, and we didn't know anything about it supposedly being haunted at the time that we went. We only went there because it was pet friendly. I only found out about the haunting part of it the night before when Tammy asked me if they had hair dryers in the room. And none of the blurbs about it mentioned hair dryers, so I was actually searching message boards.
Scott said he's done some digging on around that place too.
It has got some. It's got more than one tell to it. It has one major, thing associated, but there's some other tells associated with it that may or may not be true. One of them, one of the housekeeping told us was true, but then again, we were tipping housekeeping. We always tip housekeeping fairly well, so we at least get a little bit of a cleanliness in our room in between nights. Yeah, I found out the night before we left that it was haunted, searching message boards for any sign of anyone saying, yeah, those hair dryers, that was a great touch. So I could tell Tammy whether or not she could have just packed the hair dryer, but for some reason it seemed important. But by then I was on to something because I was seeing cross threads in these Garden Plaza message boards referencing another hotel, but it was at the same address. And then it opened up this whole, it opened up a rabbit hole, which I promptly jumped into for a couple of years. I thought about this for a couple of years. Anyway, we went to this hotel. Supposedly multiple hauntings there, multiple deaths occurring on the property.
Shooting, a guy kidnapped a girl.
Well, no, I don't think it was. I don't know if it was a kidnap. It wasn't a kidnap situation. It was more or less just
come hang out.
Like almost rape kind of situation that ended in death there. But it was but there was also the gentleman that was supposed to have shot himself. In his room, and we were actually staying in his room was in the corner of this hall. Then there's the elevator lobby where the elevators are, and then our room was the next room over. So we were staying, which brings up some of the interesting experiences we had in this place. But there's
they gotta go. I can't pronounce that.
Thank you, micheal, for coming in. Appreciate it. We appreciate you spending a little bit of the afternoon with us. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. I'm trying to wrap this up real quick. We thought it might be of interest to folks that love the Smokies and love history of Gatlinburg and stuff. We stayed in an actual hotel that has been on multiple websites out there of haunted places when it exists. I believe they have raised the building and torn it down. They tried to sell it for years. I followed the attempted sales of this building, and they kept dropping the price by the millions. Mountain View Turning. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you spending a little bit of your Sunday afternoon with us. I'm trying to wrap up a little paranormal story that we had there in Gatlinburg, actually at what used to be the Holiday Inn Sun Spree and was in its later years the Garden Plaza, and now I believe is if they haven't rebuilt on it, is just an empty lot. They may have rebuilt or be planning to rebuild something on this property. So. But I followed the attempted sales. I followed the price down from $10 million for the entire property. Keep in mind, you weren't buying just one hotel building. You were getting 2 hotel buildings. You were getting a motel building. Yeah. And you were actually getting a little store where you could buy, beach towels and things. You were getting all that. So it went down from 10 million, then it went down to 7 million. I don't know what finally the disposition was that caused the building to actually, all the buildings to be raised. But from what I've heard,
there we go, Dale.
They're no longer there.
Dale told me to scratch my nose. Why? I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, we stayed there. Unknowing about it being haunted until the night before we went, because it was pet friendly, and that's part of it. Our little dog that traveled with us, our dachshund, traveled well. We took several vacations over the years of her life and went various other places I wouldn't even classify as vacation, just trips or overnighters. And she traveled really well. This dog, as long as she was with us,
I miss my dog.
She was fine. We didn't even need a leash. Every few steps we would take in public, she would turn around and look to account for all of us to make sure that we were all there. But she traveled well. Never gave us any problems. Crawled up in the bed with us at night. Went to sleep. Got what we did, and enjoyed the day out sniffing and smelling. Because her primary sense as a dachshund was her nose, just sniffing everything. She never slept. We stayed in that motel 3 nights. She never slept in the motel all 3 nights. She was up all night long, whimpering, moving around, adjusting covers, crawling up under the covers, and staying awake up under the covers. This is a dog that slept at every other hotel, from Florida to the Smokies to anywhere else. Never had a problem. She didn't sleep for 3 nights. When we would go out during the day, and Tam would be in shopping somewhere, and I would just sit outside and people watch on a bench. She would crawl up under the bench.
And
she slept. There. She slept. That's how she slept throughout the day. Little naps that she would take from play, but she did not sleep at all because she kept me up with her whimpering because I'm a very light sleeper. So that was one of the strange things, and it just had the place. The place had a weird vibe to you.
Oh yeah,
and part of it might have been due to the fact that it's where it is located. But when you drive down into this property, you would drive down a hill, and the hotel that was still open at the time was at the very back, next to the woods, where the property was, and they didn't keep all the. We arrived at night, and they didn't keep all of the parking lot lamps on. The only light in the parking lot was the one closest to the building, and then the lights coming from the building. And so this vast parking lot of what used to be a favorite resort was there was no lights going back into the distance, and it was dark. And again, we were the only one of 2 families staying in the place.
That was so creepy.
And it was creepy. And but another experience that my daughter had a couple of times there. Again, we were staying. Tam, what's the temp there? We might get snow Friday night. I can tell you exactly what it is here in a second, CJ.
It's like 71 degrees today.
It's 72 right now outdoors. So
1 degree.
So 73 is supposed to be the high. But
yeah. Are we gonna get snow Friday night? Oh wow.
And our daughter sometimes, by this time, how old was Haley? She was probably in her late teens by that time.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
Not so Tubby. Freddie is here. Thank you, young lady, for dropping in. We appreciate you coming in, for spending a little time on Sunday afternoon with us, or whatever the time is there. We were right by the elevator shaft, as I said, and across the hall was the room where a gentleman supposedly had committed suicide. From the stories, he had spent the afternoon. There was a pool there, an indoor pool located nearby. So supposedly he had spent most of the day. People had witnessed him at the pool, looking like he was troubled. And that night, apparently, he had. The story goes. I haven't been able to find any corroborating evidence other than, like I said, housekeeping told us that it was all true. But if someone's dropping a few bills on the table every day as a tip for you, are you going to feed them the paranormal fodder that they're asking for? Or are you going to tell them the truth? I don't know. Maybe they were telling the truth. But be that as it may, our daughter a couple of times went to the elevator. We're the only people, only one of two families. I don't think the whole other family stayed as many days as we did. We stayed 3 nights in this supposedly haunted hotel. And our daughter would go to the elevator. We were on, I think it was the 3rd or 4th floor, where they kept the people with dogs, isolated from everyone else. Every time she would go to the elevator by herself and we weren't with her, by the time she would get to the elevator, the button would ding and the door would open, and the button for the lobby. If she was going to the lobby either to eat breakfast or to go explore Gatlinburg by herself, when she would go to the elevator, the button would ding, the door would slide open, she'd step right in, and lobby was already chosen. So whether or not this was some kind of ghostly courtesy, or whether it was just Otis hadn't been out to check his elevator in a long time, and maybe there was just some kind of flaw. But it just seemed very. It would be quite a circumstance if it just happened when someone walks up to that elevator from their room, it dings that it has arrived at your floor. And it opens up. And this was old, so it wasn't a motion detector at all.
Winging it with Irish Colleen.
Have a great Sunday.
Yeah.
Thank you for dropping in, Colleen. I appreciate it. Barry's there too. Our brother-in-law is there listening in somewhere. Oh, there's Barry. He's actually in there.
Yeah,
he's actually in there. Hey, Barry. Thanks for dropping in. We appreciate it. I think we've just told our Holiday Inn Sun Spree / Garden Plaza again. I became so fascinated, and just the vibe. It just felt the whole time we were there. When we would go out into Gatlinburg, Glorious Life on Wheels. Thank you so much for dropping in. We appreciate y'all spending a little time with us on a Sunday afternoon. But yeah, every time we'd leave the building and go out and investigate Gatlinburg, we'd be lighthearted. Yeah. Then when we come back to this place, it just seemed, I don't know. It had a vibe to it to me. I don't know if it was the circumstances, if the place you're staying at, if you come back at night and it's dimly lit and it's against the woods and it's isolated from everybody else by all these empty buildings with curtainless windows staring at you like black eyes as you pull down into the parking lot. That's a little unnerving. So you can read a lot more into those kind of experience probably into if you've got that kind of atmosphere around you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for coming in, Bob. We appreciate it. Must rest. I hear you, buddy.
I don't know, Deb.
I hear you. But it fascinated me enough that I eventually wrote a novel that was a jump off from that whole thing. But the Holiday Inn, it was in Sun Spree in Gatlinburg. I'm not going to go much into the details of the what went on there, but it's I think if you Google it, you can eventually end up down the same rabbit hole.
Thanks for stopping by. And thanks for the recipe.
Is it Matt leaving too?
Yeah.
Okay, I seen him say bye, Bob, and Bob was leaving, so I didn't know. Okay. Yeah, there he is saying bye. Bye, Matt. Thank you very much.
I don't remember that, Debbie.
We're about to wrap it up. Hauntings. We only have Belmont School Hauntings.
Yeah, that's what Debbie said. I don't remember that.
Okay, let's bring it on home now with the last question. And while we're talking about this, as we get to the last question, we already have 2 channels here that we are ready to tag for this. And as soon as I get through this video, we will be putting their links down in the description to answer these same questions. And the questions themselves are already down there, as well as the N.D.T show that tagged us. Great channel if you like horror content. He's got that in spades. He builds a home haunt if you know what I'm talking about, where the decorations at your home aren't just decorations; they are an experience for the trick or treater or
Bye,
the person that
Judith.
visits your home. He does that, but
Nathan is
Nathan
here.
is here. He's on the road. Had to
Cook
watch first
some good
get on.
for us,
All right.
Judith.
Thanks, Judith, for coming in. And Nathan, yeah, we're about to wrap up the questions. Y'all go visit the N.D.T show. Lots of great content, not just about horror though. If you like horror, he's a clearinghouse for it. CJ, thanks for coming in.
Hey, won't forget about the 70s video.
Oh, I'm not. I've already got some ideas percolating. It may take me a couple of weeks for this one because this is going to require some a lot of camera angles that I need to think up ahead of time. But yeah, I've already got some ideas for that 70s video, so it should be coming out here in 2, maybe 3 weeks at the most as we build it up. But the last question here, we're gonna Ouija board, play or no way?
No way.
Yeah, no way.
I ain't pressing my luck.
No. Some doors aren't meant to be open. Some doors, in fact, are meant to be just walk past and not even look at the door, just to keep going. And I think the Ouija board is a door, and one that should remain shut. And even at its best, just taken as a game with maybe no, if you don't consider any paranormal aspect to it all, just taken as a game, can you really think of anything more boring in a board game? To just sit around and everybody's putting their hand on a piece of plastic, waiting for someone to blink and move that piece of plastic.
Awesome 33100's here.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Subliminal Radio's here.
Well, guys, we're going to at this point in it. We've been on here for far too long. This is our longest so far. But I like these Halloween questions. We are anybody else. You may have already said it, but hit us up again if you want to be if you would like to be tagged for these questions. Answer them on video or answer them on a live stream, however you want to do it, to answer these questions, which are already posted below. But if anybody wants to be tagged, I believe Scott's already been tagged for him by Joe and Malia because we saw that happen. So
yeah.
So Scott's already tagged for it. Basma, Barry, would you be interested in being tagged to answer these Halloween questions? Would you, or is you just joking? Are you just joking? Don't tag what witch. I won't say. Okay, all right. He wants to be tagged. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take it that Barry is not in the bathroom, and somehow Debbie has accessed his iPad or his computer. So
no, that's bad. Debbie's on here too.
So yeah, but if he left the room and he left a device logged in,
gotcha.
she could be sitting on it right now, getting him into something that he may want to be involved in. So okay, well so we are tagging officially for this. We're tagging Justin and Christina. Oh Lord, Justin and Christina's RV Live, the Wondering Weasel, and Barry Hitchcock, our brother-in-law. He doesn't know it's
Courtney's
on.
here.
Courtney's here.
Here.
Oh wow, our niece is here. Oh, she's actually probably from I'm judging by her wording there that she's been watching. She's just popping in now. So thank you, Courtney, for coming in. We appreciate this a whole lot. Anyway, folks, we're going to wrap it up. We've been on here longer than we should have, longer than we really had anything to say, but we just kept saying it anyway.
David said Barry didn't know it was on YouTube.
Oh, so Barry doesn't want to be tagged then. Okay. Well, Barry, I want to include your link to your channel down in there, but feel free to comment on this video within the next little bit, here that you would like to be tagged, and I'll just go ahead and edit the description and add you into the description as someone that would like to do this.
Deb said he's okay with it.
He is okay with it. Tag the shit. Okay, well, I am officially tagging because I have permission here, even if he's joking. LOL doesn't say JK.
CJ says you should tag the Schickster.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, Schickster for Halloween questions. Oh, wow. So we've got Justin Christina, Wondering Weasel, Barry Hitchcock, brother-in-law, who I'm not even really sure is truly understanding at this point what he's gotten into here, and the Schickster, who is a regular fixture on Schick Happens, the
Yeah.
Schick Happens channel. Which, if you like funny, if you like well-made
Bear said
videos,
he's great with it.
go check it. Okay, he's great
All
with
right,
it.
mate, you're on.
All right, this should be interesting. LOL. Okay, yeah, it should be. But we've got some channels that's actually agreed ahead of time to do it, and we don't feel
Yeah.
like. And Scott, we understand what you meant last time. We have lived through this through the tagging. Who do you tag? You know, do you want you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but at the same time, you don't want to put anybody under the gun to do something that they
Right.
don't want to do. So I understand where you're coming from, bud. So everyone else, we're going to get off here, and thank you so much for spending a little time with us on Sunday
Bye,
afternoon. And until
everybody.
the next time, this is Mike Tam saying
Bye.
bye.